Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about what I like to call chord push-ups, and this is just an exercise. It's a left-hand exercise for helping with muscle memory, a little bit of strength building, but also mostly finger independence as well. So basically how it works, I'm going to move this over here. I'm making a C chord right now. Some of you might know this chord, some of you might not, but my first finger is on the first fret of the second string. My second finger is on the second fret of the fourth string, or the D string, and my third finger is on the third fret of the fifth string. Now, if you can make this chord, great. If you can't, it works. This exercise works exactly the same with any chord. I just chose this one because it's much easier to see my fingers and where they are. So basically how this exercise works is you start out with your fingers just on the chord shape, making sure that your fingers are arched. You're not doing this. You're not leaning on the side of your fingers, but you're arched. And right now you can't even see the tips of my fingers. That's good, because that means, if you can see the tips of my fingers, that means I'm not on the tips of my fingers. You can't see my thumb either. My thumb is behind the neck. That's also important. These are all general left hand things that you want to make sure you're doing every single time you use your left hand. So once you've made the chord shape, the first thing to do is to take one finger. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to start with the third finger actually. And go up and down, up and down. Really slowly, really deliberately. You want to do this a lot, like 20 or 30 times. And you notice how I'm trying to hit the same string and the same fret every time. My other two fingers aren't moving. This is very important, because if all your fingers are moving, or if more than just one of them is, then you're not really working on the finger independence aspect of this exercise. Every finger should be able to move independently of the other two fingers. You don't see any leaning. That's also very important. So make sure you're lifting up and going down. You want to do this about, like I said, 20-30 times. Not fast. Speed is not important. It's more about accuracy and precision. If you work on accuracy and precision, speed just happens. It's a natural byproduct. You don't have to work at it. Okay, so I did that about 20-30 times. Now I'm going to take my second finger. Same exact thing. And again, really slowly trying to hit the same spot. You probably can hear the sound of the string hitting the fret when I put my finger down. That's a good sign. That means you're pressing down hard enough that the string would have sounded if you were to strum it. Okay, so again, I'm not going to do these 20-30 times myself. I just, in the interest of time, I'm going to just demonstrate it for you, but you can do it 20-30 times by yourself. Then I'm going to take my first finger, same thing. Also, look at my big knuckle. Really important. You want to move from the big knuckle. You don't want to be doing this. Move out so you can see. You don't need to be straightening your finger at all. It's all from the big knuckle. You also don't want to be doing this number here where you rotate back and forth, lifting up from that big knuckle, putting down. Same with all of them. Okay, so once you've done this exercise with each individual finger, then you want to take pairs of fingers, like 1 and 2, together at the same time. Up, down, up, down, up, down, trying to hit the same spot on the same strings. If you start migrating, if a finger starts moving to a different string or to a different fret or something like that, then you got to take a moment, regroup, get the fingers back where they're supposed to be, and start it all over again. I'm going to rotate around here so you can see a little bit more of the fingers moving in tandem with each other there. Okay, so I've done 1 and 2. Now I'm going to do 2 and 3. You get the idea here. And then I'm going to do 1 and 3. Every pair of fingers. If there's a pair that's harder for you, spend more time on that pair. That's just a good rule with any exercise you do. Whatever's the hardest thing for you, spend more time on that. Don't do the things. Don't spend as much time on the things that are naturally very easy for you. Spend more time on the things that are hard. Okay, so once you've done every pair of fingers, if it's a 3-finger chord, then you're done. If it's like a 4-finger chord, like a B7 chord, well then you'd have to do 3 fingers at a time, like 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 4. Let's see if some of these are pretty hard to even isolate. I'm trying to hold the camera at the same time. But anyway, you get the idea. Then after you've done the exercise with every finger individually, every pair of fingers, then you take your hand off the guitar, wiggle your fingers around, take a break, and then see if you can grab the chord without thinking about it. If you can, then you did. The exercise has done its job, and if not, then you need to spend a little bit more time on it. But anyway, I like this exercise. I still use this exercise myself when I'm encountering some weird jazz chord or some altered chord that I'm not used to playing a lot. I'll spend a little bit of time with this exercise, and sure enough, in a few minutes of work, huge amounts of progress are made. So be patient and have faith and do the best you can.